am officially running for President of the United States.
Look, between you people, don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the President of the United States. Don't ever talk to the President that way.
How many cases were in the United States when I did my ban? How many people had died in the United States?
Former President Donald Trump's huge win in the Iowa Assembly on Monday spells out as one of the most astonishing comebacks in American political history. Presidents who lose their first term in office hardly ever go on to run strong primary campaigns again, much less win landslides that show their party absolute supremacy. In 2016, Trump's populist, nationalist, and nihilistic persona revolutionized the Republican Party. 8 years after his outsider success in the 2016 presidential election, he demonstrated that the current GOP is entirely his party by taking 50% of the vote in the largest victory in the history of the caucuses and setting himself up for his third straight nomination. His MAGA-hat wearing crowd greeted him with chants of Trump, Trump, Trump beneath two vast screens reading Trump wins Iowa,
USA! 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 USA!
The big night is going to be in November when we take back our country, Trump said at his first proper victory party since he shocked the world by winning the 2016 election. He triumphed in Iowa after 3 years and 9 days after telling a crowd to fight like hell before they destroyed the U.S. Capitol in an effort to stop Congress from certifying President Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election. There is no price for Trump to pay for the most devastating attack on an election in recent history, as demonstrated by his dominance on Monday night among the most devoted Republican voters. His ability to effectively use his criminal background to create a narrative of persecution is, in reality, the superpower that allowed him to rebuild his relationship with GOP-based supporters and left his opponents unable to figure out how to take advantage of his vulnerabilities. The fact that Trump prevailed in the caucuses also shows how effective his election denial technique was in persuading millions of Republican voters that he was unlawfully removed from office in 2020. Biden's warning on Monday night that Trump is the most anti-democratic president with a small d in American history will have sowed fear in the hearts of those Americans. The ex-president's comeback, however, is even more remarkable for another reason. 91 criminal charges and other legal entanglements that put his freedom and wealth at risk were not enough to stop him from winning. However, he showed up in a New York courtroom on Tuesday, only hours after winning the Republican presidential nominee race, for the beginning of the defamation trial filed by writer Jean Carroll after an earlier jury discovered he had sexually assaulted her in the 1990s. When Miss Carroll came forward in 2019 to tell the jury that she had been attacked in a Manhattan department store dressing room in 1996. Her attorney claimed that the then U.S. president had made her life miserable. However, Mr. Trump left his defamation trial before the opening argument made by Carroll's attorney. Jurors will only assess how much Mr. Trump should pay Carroll in damages. They will not consider whether the claimed attack actually occurred or whether the 77-year-old leader lied about it afterwards. Miss Carroll is a writer in New York who is suing for more than $10 million in damages. Trump has already lost one defamation case against Miss Carroll. Looks like Mr. Trump is not off to a good start. Although Trump's promise to seek a second term focused on retribution against his enemies, his comparison of political rivals to vermin, and his statements that immigrants are poisoning the blood of America, many of which are similar to dictators from the 1930s, were inadmissible in Iowa. Instead, the president who strived to overturn democracy to stay in power used democracy far more effectively than any of his Republican opponents to win an electoral endorsement from GOP voters who wanted him back in the White House.
But remember this, January 6th, this committee, the two things they didn't talk about was that the people went down there and you could have had over 1 million people.
Hey, superstars! You've been jamming with Jomotoday, where we surf the waves of the latest buzz from the coolest memes to the intriguing stories. If you're here for the digital roller coaster and a dash of pizzazz, give that subscribe button some love. It's your VIP pass to all our adventures. Until our next digital rendezvous, keep it groovy, stay inquisitive, and let those good vibes flow endlessly. Mic drop.